Today I'm answering a great question that was submitted regarding the spirit in the Mormon church. So I'll get into reading it and going into that question further, but basically it's wondering what my thoughts are on the spirit, if the spirit is a real thing, how I feel about it, and what I do to connect to spirituality now, and all of that. So it's a really great question. So if you're interested in that, stay tuned. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, I would love it if you subscribed. And if you want notifications when new videos come out, click the little bell thing to get those notifications. Okay, so the question that I am answering today is, I'm wondering where the feelings of the spirit comes from if the church isn't true. While I'm not sure if I've personally felt the spirit, I know many people claim they have, and surely they're not just making it up. I also wonder about people who say they've seen God or heard his voice. Do you have any insight on this? Like I said, I no longer believe the church is true, but these questions come up that stress me out and make me wonder if I'll go directly to hell if I do leave the church. I really love this question, and I'm so glad that it was asked, because I think this comes up in some way for everybody who leaves. You know, some of us have more security in leaving and feel better about it and just kind of jump out and are like, okay, well, I'm done. But there's still some residual stuff that comes up even if that's how you feel. And for some people, it's more of a struggle and takes more time. But this spirit question is such a good question. And for me personally, I had a similar question, and I feel like this is almost one of the ways that the Mormon church kind of uses to try to keep you locked in, because they almost set you up to feel like this, right? This question that she's asking, she's set up to feel this way and to wonder these things with how the Mormon church talks about everything. And for me, when I left, my switch was, and this is obviously me personally, everybody's different, but my switch was from, instead of praying and trying to find the answer outside of myself or in a higher power, I changed to find it within myself. So my calmness and my spirituality comes from meditation. It comes from silence. It comes from within myself. And I feel like I felt similarly, but actually it's a lot more intense and more deep now than I ever felt in any religious setting or in any praying session or the temple or anything. I felt more depth and answers and just intensity in meditation than I've ever felt in any of those circumstances. But that is something that I wondered, right? But when I came out of the church, and meditation was what I found to connect to that and connect to it deeper than I ever had, but to find that spirituality and that spirit kind of sense or answer, if you will. And I know people who have had similar paths as me or have gone different ways with it. I have some friends who kind of transitioned into non-denominational churches, or they went into churches that were really just kind of open and value-based, or they went into nature. Nature is a really common one. So I have friends who hike every Sunday and that's kind of their church. And some people that have found different groups and communities to kind of fill that and to connect with that deeper. But it just depends on you. So I think there is a way, and of course there has to be a way to connect with spirituality and with that within you, and it will look different. So everyone's different based on this. So maybe you do need a sense of community and a deep sense of spirituality, and maybe you don't. Maybe you end up, you know, not believing any of it and not wanting any of it, and you just find the things that you like and you enjoy, and that works for you. So this is all different. But obviously I don't believe that the Mormon church is true, or that their sense of and definition of the spirit is true. I don't believe that you're going to hell if you leave the Mormon church, obviously. But I think this is a good question, and it deserves contemplation. I think it's really helpful to talk to about with other people who are going through this, which is why I started openly talking about this, because I saw how many people were just struggling in silence without being able to talk to other people who stopped believing or left the Mormon church about this, because it's helpful to hear other people's experiences and hear kind of what they think about this. So if this has been, you know, your experience, that you found spirituality in a different way, please comment and let me know, and let's kind of share all of our stuff for how we found that, how we found community, or how we found spirituality, or how we connected back into ourselves or a higher power or something. I think sharing all the different ways that we did that is really helpful, and feel free to share if it was a challenge for you, or if it wasn't a challenge, share too. All of that is super helpful, because this is our kind of community now, and I think it's great to try to create a safe and supportive community where we can talk through all of this. And as always, if you want to reach out to me directly, you can go to my website, truetoucounseling.com. You can reach out to me there. You can also submit an anonymous question if you're more comfortable doing that, and I will get back to you or shoot a video on it as soon as I can. All right, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you later.